Hello, good morning everyone. I am Sheikh Mudassir and today I am here with a lecture on the topic natural disasters. In this lecture, I am going to give you an introduction about natural disasters. With this, I will move on to their types and finally we will discuss about their prevention and control. So let us begin. Dear students, we all are aware about the fact that we live on the planet Earth, which is indeed a best place to live. On this planet Earth, we can see a large number of mighty mountains, a number of green grass fields, and other beautiful and charming landscapes. Surrounded by all this beauty, we have made for ourselves a very comfortable home. Dear students, just imagine for a while what will happen if this earth suddenly starts shaking. These mighty mountains, they may tumble down, our land may develop cracks, and all other structures made on this planet Earth, along with our comfortable homes, may collapse down. So, all this happens because of a disaster. Yes, you have rightly imagined it. So, dear students, let's try to know more about a disaster. A disaster is a serious problem that may occur over a long or a short period of time with a negative impact on the humans, animals, materials, economy, and on the environment. So it is the natural hazard that brings a natural disaster. So what is a natural hazard? A natural hazard is a natural phenomenon that might have a negative effect on the humans, animals, materials, and on the environment. So, technically speaking, this negative effect of a natural hazard is what we called a disaster. So let me try to explain you in a bit easiest way through this image. As you can see, a number of houses has been made in the lap of a rocky mountain cliff. So let's imagine what will happen if an earthquake occurs at this place. These rocks, they may develop cracks in the weak zones, and with the passage of time these cracks may eventually enlarge and these rock blocks get separated. So with the passage of time these houses get damaged and will eventually bring the loss of human lives and also will degrade the surrounding environment. This negative impact of a natural hazard like an earthquake is what we called a disaster. Dear students, you must also remember that cyclones, tsunamis, floods, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, forest fires are the examples of natural hazards. These hazards are very destructive. So, whenever these hazards occur, important services like banks, hospitals, hotels, schools, markets, they may shut down. So, literally speaking, life comes to a halt. So, let's now move on to the types of disasters. Dear students, broadly speaking, there are two types of disasters. One is natural disasters, another one is the man made disasters. Since we are talking more about natural disasters in this lecture, let's have a look on the natural disasters, on the types of natural disasters. We have geological disasters, we have climatological disasters, meteorological disasters, hydrological disasters, biological disasters, and etc. So, all these types of natural disasters are driven from different processes. Like hydrological disasters are those disasters which are driven from the hydrological processes, or we can say that hydrological disasters are water driven. The examples of hydrological disasters are floods, tsunamis. Likewise, we have geological disasters which are because of the geological processes, and the examples of these geological disasters are earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. So, with this, I would like to say that it is the need of the hour to prevent and control these disasters. So, these disasters, they do not come with any notice, and we need to prepare well in advance to minimize the effects of these disasters. And in the prevention and control of these disasters, we usually come up with the four phases. The first one is the response phase, and that phase starts just with the advent of a disaster. And in the response phase, we have an emergency period during which the relief must be reached to the maximum number of the affected ones. So, in the very second phase, that is the recovery phase, we must be able to restore some of the essential services as soon as possible. Then, in the prevention phase, we take some structural and non structural measures, and finally the preparedness phase. And in the preparedness phase, we must come up with some disaster planning along with the logistic planning, and we must rely on the warning system. So, with this, I would love to say be aware and be prepared for natural disasters. Thank you.